let's take a closer look at this step. I had 1.25 inches here, 1.25 inches here, but I only have 1.25 inch gap between here and there, so I know I have to push it that way because I don't want to notch that off, because that's where the existing stairs went. That riser comes all the way up through here. Okay, and when that riser gets attached to the edge of here, but see where the edge of this trim is? If I put that riser there, I've got at least 1/4 inch gap between this and that. See? If I lift that up, that's about 1/4 inch. So that tells me the best thing for me to do is to score this, notch this from here that way on the wood, at least 1/4 inch. But before I do that, you see I got this measured exact, and something here is not exactly square. This 4x12 is square, okay? But see the gap here? And it's tight there. Well, you know, could I caulk that? Yeah, I could probably caulk that. That's a pretty big gap to caulk, but I could do it. There's some other ones that are kind of big, but not as big as that, see? And so I've got two things to do with this. I'm going to cut it from 1/4 inch to nothing, at least, maybe even 5/16 to nothing. Okay? And then after I get it back in here, then I can slide it all the way over, and then I could mark this and notch that out over there. That's what I'm going to do. And I've got my nice 1-inch chisel here. I'm going to do most of the notching with my saw, and if I need my chisel, I'll use my chisel. Okay, so I might as well show you how I'm going to shave that off using my piddly little saw. And it's a battery operated saw. This actually has been working okay. It's a Bosch. This is only a 6 1/4 inch and diameter blade, battery operated, and so far it's done for me what I need to have done. So let's see if it can come in handy for me again. Another reason why I had them cut them at the store, this thing is heavy. I don't know, it might be 75 pounds or so. So to get it more accurate, I mean, I could hold it there and mark 1/4, but it's hard to see 1/4, so I'm going to hold it on 1 inch. Or I can even hold it on 2. Okay? See, I was off a 1/16 already. I'm going to make it a good 1/4. I have to hold it just off the line, so my pencil will be right on the line. Okay. Now I got to tilt it up. Boy, I'm right next to that knot too. I think I'm going to be okay though. Then I can mark this right there down to nothing. Because see, I have to cut it from both sides with my saw. I can take it just shy of it because there was a gap up next to the stucco there. Okay. So now I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to make sure my saw table is down all the way, which it is. You just have to kind of hold it flat because see, part of the table is off, so I got to hold it up straight. Make sure you have your goggles on, earplugs on. Okay, there's one cut. Now I gotta flip it over. Boy, this thing's heavy. Now I gotta cut it from nothing to this line. And if I wanted, see my blade, I don't have to go all the way down there. I can go just as far as where the cut is, let's say. So I'm gonna look on the side and see it's about right there. That way if you get off majorly, it's not going to be as bad. Plus you don't have to get your blade all the way in there now, okay? So now I'm going to cut that off. Pretty sure you can see what I'm doing there. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see. What a nice day it is out here. Pull your fence up to start it because it's going to grab it and bind slightly because you're going so close to the end of the cut. Okay. You want to see that, don't you? I'm sure you want to see that. Oh, beautiful. See there? Boy, that's a nice cut. Just slightly off. Not too bad, though. I can live with that. Now I'm going to take my wood rasp, if I can find it. Where'd it go? I just had it here a second ago. I might have. See, I know. Oh, here it is. I didn't put it in my right tool pouch. I thought I did, and so see, I know where my stuff is all the time, and it wasn't there. So I always try to keep everything in the same spot. That's a very nice cut. Just taking my rasp and cleaning off the edges. Wood rasp. Okay, now I can take it back up there, huff it back up there, and I'm going to mark it for my next cut. This time it's going to be a notch. Here's a tip for you when you're measuring, to measure all the way in there. If you're having a hard time guessing, see, I would have measured 65 and maybe a short half. But you can hold your tape measure all the way up there and push on it and read the front of it is 62. I'm reading the front of it as 62, and every single tape measure is different. And somewhere on here there's something that says add. and it's right here. It's hard to see. It says 3.5 inches. And you look on most tape measures, some of them might be 3 inches, depending on how big your tape measure body is. And some could be 2.5, 3 inches, 3.5. This one actually says 3.5. So when I pull this out, and whatever I read on the front, say if I'm right at 27, okay? Say I'm at 27, then you add 3.5 inches, so that would be 30.5, and that would get you exactly from tip to tip, okay? And there's a tip for you when reading tape measures.